Hey, this is Steven with Armed Culture, coming to you today with two stories relating to people defending their lives in self-defense. Usually, these both of them being women against a man in what appears to possibly be a domestic violence situation. The first one here comes to us from Georgia. A man killed by a woman in what police believe is self-defense. One person was fatally shot in DeKalb County neighborhood where the police believe was an act of self-defense. Police say the victim is a man in his 30s. The deadly shooting was a result of a dispute. After the investigation, it was determined the suspect came to the location and threatened the victim. It's interesting they call both people the victim, but threatened the victim with a weapon. And then the victim shot the suspect in self-defense. The woman was initially seen taken away in handcuffs, but no charges have been filed at the moment against her. So police got called to this place and discovered a man dead from a gunshot wound. Took the lady in for questioning. It was determined that he threatened her with a weapon, and she came back with equal force and defended her life. Was initially detained, but no charges have been made at the moment. And then our second one here is from Houston Police Department. On December 16th, a fatal shooting of a male at 6:15 p.m. The police responded to a shooting at an apartment complex where a male was found in the stairwell with a gunshot wound. Houston Fire Department and paramedics responded to the scene and pronounced the male deceased. The woman at the scene identified herself as the shooter and stated that the male unlawfully entered her apartment, and after a brief confrontation and struggle, she shot the male. So here are pretty two clear-cut, or at least pretty simple stories. There's not a whole lot to them as far as what happened, most likely because they're both, this one here is under jury grand review and the other one still under investigation as well. But in both stories, the lady was taken in for questioning, but in this one, the woman was released after questioning. The other one, they didn't necessarily say she was released, but they didn't state that any charges had been filed. Both of them are still under investigation and waiting to be determined if charges will be filed. But looking at it, for instance, if the stories that both women gave, being that an altercation ensued, one being after an illegal entry of her apartment, and then the other one, there actually isn't really a whole lot as far as the story of what happened, just that the victim was threatened with a weapon and then shot back in self-defense, which could be, which is a plausible reason to fire back. Both were detained and then both were released without any charges, at least at the moment. So it seems like fairly cut dry self-defense. I wanted to bring these two simple ones to you just really to hammer in and highlight how important it is to be prepared. These both women, so both had men coming after them. So of course the male's probably of a higher strength. So they used the great equalizer of a firearm to fight back and defend their lives against what they perceived as imminent danger. Both were questioned, and at least as of right now, both have been free to go pending any investigation of what happened. In this particular case, with the woman in Houston, the police actually don't know if, it's not clear if she really even knew the man, but that he just tried to break into her domicile, her apartment. and then had a brief struggle. I imagine she's trying to get him out and he doesn't want to leave, and she produced a firearm and fought back. In the other one, it's not necessarily clear as to really any sort of relation, but still, two ladies used firearms to fight back and potentially save their lives. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on these, if you think you're justified, too early to tell, or just your basic thoughts on these ladies defending their lives. If you could let us know what you think, that would be fantastic. If you could hit the like button and subscribe to Armed Culture. My name is Steven with Armed Culture, bring you news related to the Second Amendment regarding self-defense and the violent world around us, reminding you to be prepared and vigilant at all times. I'll talk to you soon.